everyone. Welcome to the Verkos show. Today's guest is all the way from America. I had to write it down so I can get all the words correct because when I talked to this guest, he blew me away. He was judged for his color in an industry that he was pursuing. But when he told me these words, they were instilled in me and they empowered me to see who we are and also who he is. These words were, I know who and whose I am. Visionary of XOD, network and co-founder, Domonique Mitchell. Domonique, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you feeling today?
I am very well, thank you, Domonique. Those words are so instilled in me because it doesn't matter color, religion, culture. Those words speak a lot. And I thank you for entering my life because you've got so much wisdom and so much knowledge and you're so much, and your presence and your power is absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for waking up this morning so your purpose can continue to manifest.
God bless you, Domonique. Your words are always so empowering and so inspiring. So how are you today anyway? How's everything going over there in America?
You know, as I learned from my grandmother, every day you wake up is a blessed day. And if you don't believe it, try not to wake up and you'll see.
It's funny you say that because the last couple of days, I'm going to be honest, I just had a little bit of creeping of a little bit of emotional, like fearness and that. And then I woke up today and I said, you know what? No, it ain't going to happen today. And when you wake up in that different mentality, it's so much better. The day rolls smoother. Everything just happens really, really nicely. And in a different way where you're thinking so positive and you're so happy, it's like, okay, I've got control now. I'm going to take over this day. And it's beautiful. Yeah, so today it's funny you mentioned those words. Incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible. Don't let nobody take away your joy.
That's so true. Also, Domonique, I wanted to find out just a little bit about your upgrowing family.
Okay, where you want to start?
Um, well, well, as a kid, like you're in an industry that you were pursuing and you got judged for your color. We'll take it just before the lead up to there. How was it like? I know that you've got a lot of faith. Was that always instilled with you as a kid?
Well, I was raised by four women. I was raised by my grandmother, my mother, and my two aunts. My grandmother was the nurturer. My mother was the provider. My aunt was the protector. And my other aunt, she was closer to my age. So it was kind of like, wow, you know. So these women in New York City protected me while the men in New York City did what they did in the streets. So I saw it from both ways, but I was always protected. One thing that I've learned is if anyone's listening today and you're going through something, as long as you understand that sometimes how God works is he protects you so you can be respected, rejected. So sometimes you're rejected to be protected, to be respected. And sometimes you're respected to be protected, to be rejected. So you have to understand where you are at this particular time in God's aura. And so I learned now that back then I was rejected to be protected, to be respected for another day. So everything that I said I wanted, God said, no, 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 because I need you. See, when your purpose manifests over your destiny and your destiny now manifests over your purpose, your destiny is for other people's purposes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I could listen to you all day, Domonique. That is
Mm.
very empowering and very powerful because I even found in my life as well, the rejections I've always known are for something better. You don't see it right there and then, but when you step away from it and you see it from above, it was to protect me. And it was for me to be in a position where I realized I live in my truth, I speak my truth, and I do my truth and I do it with love. And that was a wake-up call that I'm learning now in my life. But you were in an industry, because I know your bio, you sent me your bio, and I'm going to add it on the description to all the posts and onto YouTube because it's so long and you've accomplished so much. You never let anything or anyone get in your way. And the knowledge that you had and the faith that was instilled with you, with the women that grew you up, was amazing. That was a blessing.
You know, I'm going to say something the opposite that you probably never heard, but the blessings after actually when you get older came in the deaths. The women that
Yeah.
raised me, other than my mother, died, but they left me with so much. But they passed away because of stress, high blood pressure, working so much. My grandmother was a slave in North Carolina. She picked cotton. My mother, my work ethic comes from my mother because at 21 years old, my mother had me, but my mother said she was going to graduate high school. This is 1969, and she was going to work the rest of her life to make sure that her mother never had to suffer again. So I watched my grandmother on the floor, okay, when I was younger, on the floor, her knees, cleaning the floors, okay, and I watched my mother, my grandmother, where the woman that was cleaning floors wouldn't let her in another room because she thinks she was going to steal. So you always had to say your name, yours, Viola, Viola, so they can hear you. And my mother was like, that will never happen again. And my mother did that. And now I make sure that my mother doesn't have to work anymore and make sure that my son understands that and sees me retire my mother, that she has this big beautiful home that you see, and this is my mother's home, okay, her retirement home. And my son understands that you have to birth on the earth what you were worth and stop giving away your purpose.
So true, so true. How, like in the industry, you're in entertainment, how did all that come about? Did you know, like from young, this is what you want, the road you wanted to take? What got you into the industry?
Well, God works in incredible ways. And what he does is, and please, everyone, listen to this. God will train you for your purpose through your family. I'll say that again. God will train you for your purpose that he has instilled for you through your family. When your family hates you, when your family tries to destroy you, if you have brothers, sisters, or cousins, and they do bad things to you because they're jealous, that's what God is getting you ready for. Because if you can get past your family, the world can't bother you.
Dominique, it's so true. That's hitting my heart so much. I'm getting a little bit emotional because that's what I've been confronted with. And I know that now more than ever, that it sounds hard to say, but it was a blessing. And like you said, it's God's just preparing me for the bigger picture. And I see all that now. And I hear you, brother. I hear you loud and clear. So, yeah, I can so much relate to what you're saying. So
So,
much.
say, how did I get in the entertainment industry? Being from New York City, Queens, New York, I was around that whole hip hop. And I was blessed to be around people like Kid and Play, Herbie Lovebug, Salt and Pepper, Martin Lawrence when we was really small. And so when hip hop was really blowing up around that time where Run DMC was that, I lived around all of them. So I got to see hip hop blossom of my era, and Play from Kid and Play lived next door to me. So as they were growing, I was watching and watching how this black man from Kid and Play is opening up businesses in Queens, New York. He has a clothing line that I'm seeing that Heavy D is wearing, Soda Pepper is wearing. He was the first one I've ever, before Puff and all these guys, to have a clothing line and have the idea of all those house party movies was his clothing line that he created. He didn't go through no big company or anything like that. He created that. And watching him gave me an entrepreneur spirit, and watching shows like The Jeffersons. The Jeffersons, if you really think about it, was the first black man I ever saw moving on up. That he had a black child in college, He had a black woman that he loved. He was an entrepreneur with a bunch of cleaners. He was a multimillionaire, and he told you the way he felt. We never seen that before. And today we don't see it anymore. So when you grow up in this is why I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Not knowing you have to go through these different levels, every level, different devil. So yeah.
Yeah. So, because when was the rejection when you decided to say, you know what, I'm going to do this now and I'm going to create it on my own when you did XOD? What was that turning point, the rejection part where you said, that's it, I'm going to do it on my own?
Unfortunately, the rejection part was from my own people, my own
Oh,
color.
yeah.
Um, you got to understand. Let me go from the beginning. We've been on everyone else's platform for a long time. We went from MySpace to Facebook, from Facebook to Twitter, from Twitter to Instagram, from Instagram to Snapchat, Snapchat to YouTube, YouTube to LinkedIn, LinkedIn to TikTok, TikTok to where we at now. And how much do you own? And how much have you monetized? And I looked at that and saying, my people, we don't own distribution. We are the music, we are the sports, but we don't own distribution. And so I was, now remember, this is about 5 or 6 years ago. So streaming, no one really knew. So being around the people that I said, I want to start a streaming distribution company. Now, 4.5 years later, we're in 2.6 billion homes. If you
Oh,
listen, download XOD network on your phones, your Roku, your LG, wherever, and you get to see people who own their own copyrights with their own movies, their own series, their own podcasts. So now you have people who are leaving Netflix, leaving Hulu, because they're not going to take the upfront money so they can own the
mm,
copyrights. They come to us. We help them build their own Hulu, their own Netflix, their own. And now, if 100,000 people watch them for $4.99, they're making $500,000, $6 million a year, including commercials. But they own it. And I'll say that again. That's a beautiful
oh,
thing when you
wow.
own it.
This is what I found a blessing in my life too. Like you said, when you own your own material is a big thing, because I was supposed to go overseas to America for my show to go on a network, and it's funny because I didn't want anyone to own my rights to my show. And it's funny, like you say, how God works. It was actually a blessing that I didn't go and I didn't take it because of circumstances. And now I've taken control of my show, started it again on my own and doing it my way. And to know that there's companies and networks out there, or especially like XOD, where you own your own show still, that is someone's dream, especially if they have their own show where they want to be able to speak their truth about it, not being controlled. And my show is unscripted, keeping it real, interviews from the heart. There's no pre-script, nothing. It's one take, and I've got the right now to do that. And you're giving people that platform to do it, which is amazing. And I take my hat off to you, Domonique. It takes, how can I say, a big leap of faith, and you've got that to start something like this. And this is a dream for a lot of shows and a lot of movies to come on your platform.
Yes, we have people like Darren Henson from BET. We have Bruce. We have a lot of We have Kevin Hart. A lot of stuff from Kevin
I
Hart
know.
from the when he
I
first
saw
started. We have a Hope Flood. She a big comedian. She has her own network. So what's happening now is these comedians are not going to Netflix. They're coming to us, starting their own network and having comedians come on them in 30-minute specials. So it's a whole different reality and a whole different way to think. And that's why I came on here, because I would like to offer you your own channel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my God. I'm going to get emotional. Oh, yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm totally blown away, Domonique.
I've been
Oh my
watching.
gosh, of course I
Listen,
would.
listen. You're very professional. You have international people on there. We can work together. See, what I try to do is I try to teach people how to work together. Um, and if you work together, you help me market and promote. I help you with your channel. We come together. We make money. We break bread, we get G4s and jets and planes and buses, and we can do what we and help other people. So you can help people with their own movies, their series, and put it on your channel along with your situation, and you can expand this and get off of Skype and now own it, and don't have to worry about Skype shutting you down if they don't like what you say.
It's so true. But you know what funny it is, Dominique? I stopped my show in 2016 due to circumstances, and then I restarted it up June this year. I think was my first interview, so it's only been a few months. And what you're saying is what's happening with my show since I've started again. The guests I've had on the show have been incredible. And I've always introduced one person to another, I follow this and that. And I've realized, and I'm still in touch with everyone, and we've realized how we're all connecting as one and how we're all helping as one. But it takes certain people, like, say, like you in your field and industry, and everyone's got their gifts and talents to come together to create that, to make it happen for all of us. And speaking to you is like, oh my gosh. And I referred a lot of people to you, like Parks McGregor on his show. There's Pro Slacker too. There's so many of us on this journey, and we've done what you've done. We've put ourselves out there on LinkedIn. We put ourselves out there on Pinterest. We put ourselves out there on TikTok. We're doing Facebook as well, Instagram as well. And we've just needed that direction where to steer it to make it work for all of us and to bring humanity together and do it with love and passion. And there's a sentence that you sent me in your bio about the creator, why you created the show, for the creator to create. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have two more things I want to say for people who create. You always hear the saying of, if you don't have a seat at the table, we hear that. I change it up a little bit. If you don't own the kitchen table, you must be on the menu.
Uh,
And I'm
I
tired of
can
people
listen to
thinking,
you all day.
and
Your
there's another thing
wisdom.
too. There's another thing too. You always hear people, especially the elders, say, you know what, I can give you fish or I can teach you how to fish, right? Well, let's switch that around. At XOD, you may not like fish. You may like steak. So we're not going to teach you how to fish. We're not going to give you the fish. We're going to show you how to own the pond, which turns into a river, which turns into a lake, which turns into a river, which turns into an ocean. And once you own all of that, now you can lease out the lake for a charge and have millions of people fish on your property so you can buy steak.
That's amazing, honestly. Just my vision is just broad, and it's like woof, everything is flashing for me at the moment. It's flooding in. That's incredible because you're giving people opportunities, and it's all done with love and passion. And I can see and I can hear how much you're loving this. And the beauty of it is you love seeing people succeed. You love bringing out the best in him, the best in them. I can hear it and see it, and with you, like, I'm in awe. Dominique, for once in my life, I'm speechless. Seriously, this is a powerful interview for me. It's touching, and to know that people's dreams can come true. People's dreams really can come true, and you're giving them that platform.
Yes, very much so. It's a beautiful thing when you see young kids at 16, 17, and 18 come off of YouTube and create their own shows, right? And just for $2, they have 100,000 people watch them. That's $200,000. They wasn't making that on YouTube. Plus, they get to control their commercials. You can't control your commercials on YouTube. YouTube don't even let you know how much the commercials are. You ain't, so there's a lot of things that of power that you can do. You just have to understand it. It's a different mindset of not taking upfront money and that back end money, and you own keeping your copyrights. And even in movies, now you have the opportunity where you are to get people. They may have movies. You could put the movies on, you could charge them and put movies on your own network now. You don't have to just have podcasts. You can have movies, you can have series. You don't even have to do it. They can just submit it to you and then you put it up and get paid that way. on your channel.
Jeez.
So let's just say you had five, let's say you have actors on your show that have did their own movies. What do they usually do? They shop it. Okay, they sit and wait all day long and they spend more money traveling to shop it to this network or that network, or they go to this film academy or this one. You're wasting time where now they can say, okay, let me give it to you. Okay, you put it on XOD, they could just go market and promote it. If 20,000 people watch it for $2, that's $40,000 a week. They can reinvest that money. Now they go all these film festivals, and instead of shopping and asking people, are they good enough? They can actually now go film festivals and give out flyers and start marketing and promoting it and tell people to go here to watch my movie instead of begging to watch my movie and asking these guys, can you put it up? No, listen, I'm coming to this film festival because I'm coming to market promote my movie on my network. Let's go. That's a whole different way of thinking. No more begging.
That I'm speechless hearing it. Like, because like you said, I interview a lot of actors, writers, producers, and knowing this, it's and sharing it as well. It's just good. I can just see the vision, and it's done out of love and passion. That's a big thing for me, and that faith as well. That's behind it as well. Is incredible because all the guests I've had on my show, I don't know if you've watched all my episodes, but they have a lot of love and passion too and faith. And connecting on this level is totally another level, Domonique. This is like, yeah, I can't wait to share it all with everyone.
Right. Exactly. So we're here. So we'll talk offline and we'll send you some information on your email and just have a good time with it. Listen, tomorrow's not promised. Okay. You want to wake up in the morning. Wouldn't it be wonderful to wake up in the morning and think of an idea and then in the next month, a month and a half to implement that idea and then to market promote that idea and then to put it up and let people see the idea?
Yeah. Because we've got good platforms. I got to admit, I know with me, I use my platforms for good, and I have messages to deliver to the world in everything I do as well. Whether it's my pictures, interviews, everything I do, there's always messages, and to be able to share it and take it to another level, that's my wish. And it's just to bring love, light, joy, happiness, and peace and unity to the world, and that way we can do a lot more with what we have and helping and making a difference in people's lives. So you're giving people the opportunity with your platform, which I thank you so much, Domonique. That's incredible.
I appreciate this opportunity.
And I'm looking forward to working with you and introducing you also to a lot of people that I know and that I've interviewed as well. So I'll be sharing this news with them as well. So let's bring in all the love, the light, and happiness to the world. That's my dream and goal, is to see everyone succeed in doing what they love and knowing that dreams can come true and you can succeed. And
Yeah.
you're the true inspiration for this, and people can look up to you. But like I always said about you, and I've said it all through this show, your wisdom and knowledge is so empowering. It's incredible. And you speak with authority and knowing, and you've experienced a lot in your life too. And I love the way you're sharing your knowledge too with the world, because a lot of people don't.
Pain will make you do a lot of things. Let me tell everyone, and I'll leave like this. When you lose so much, you learn to hold on to so little. The little bit you have,
Boy, have I learned,
to it and
boy, have
share,
I learned that.
because everything that loves you will hurt you one day, no matter what it is. So just cherish what you love and share the gift of God. That's all he wants us to do. Share.
Share,
Share your
share.
purpose. You're not here for yourself. You're here for someone else. Birth on the earth what you're worth and stop giving away your purpose. And remember, your destiny is to help someone else's purpose. And I appreciate you.
Oh, Dominique, I appreciate you. And I thank you for your time. today. And I'm so looking forward to working with you and everyone to see this interview to get to know who you really are. So I thank you so much for being on the show. We'll talk soon. So we're signing off for now from the Talk Show Angel on the Verkos Show. Love you, brother.